Last week, I interviewed Teresa from Our Green Acres. You guys may know Teresa from her YouTube channel, where she creates weekly DIY tutorials. Her channel has been a huge success. She just hit 100K. I can't wait for you guys to hear that conversation about all her successes and different tidbits of advice that she gives my viewers. I absolutely love her style, and I know you guys are going to love it too. Now, in this week's episode, I'm going to be talking all things Vintage Soul Creative Retreat and Market. If you guys have heard the ramblings of this and are interested and need a little bit more information and details, I'm going to break it down for you, both the creative retreat side along with the market. So let's go ahead and dive in.
Welcome to the Rescued and Upcycled podcast with weekly inspiration, tips on trying new techniques, and overall real talk about owning your own DIY business. Now here's your host, Sonnet Ullenbrook.
Welcome back to Rescued and Upcycled. I'm your host, Sonnet Ullenbrook. I want to thank you guys for joining me on my podcast. This is episode 26, week 26, episode 26. Wow. I honestly did not think I was going to be at 26 episodes. I had this dream and it finally just all came to fruition. So I'm so excited that you guys are joining me today. We are going to be discussing in today's episode the Vintage Soul Creative Retreat. This is very near and dear to me since this is my very first creative retreat that I will be hosting. So it is something that I had wanted to do for quite some time, and I finally put it into motion. It really started a year ago after I was at Cranberry Fest, you guys, and I had the worst experience there. And I talked to my mom and dad, and I said, we are never going to do Cranberry Fest again. Or basically, I went to them and said, I don't want to do Cranberry Fest. And they said, whew, we don't want to either. And I said, okay, we're not going to do Cranberry Fest again. Let's do something different, something on our own. And the next week, I did a recap of Cranberry Fest for all my viewers. And my friend Wendy heard the conversation. And she reached out to me and said, would you be interested in using Antique Acres? This is where we host our spring event, or she hosts the spring event. And it's just this beautiful property that her and her husband Grant have created. They host weddings there. The barn is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. It was built by the Amish, and I have videos. So if you guys want to head over to my YouTube channel and watch the videos of the spring event that she hosts, which is called Antique Acres, and I have quite a bit of footage of all the vendors inside the barn. So her and I talked about it. We came up with a plan, and I initially was only going to have vendors, but in the back of my mind, I knew that I wanted a creative aspect piece. I wanted to incorporate different creatives into this event. And so initially, I was going to do just more like pop-ups, like a pop-up little demo. And then I thought, no, I really want to have like a retreat where all the creatives can actually host their own classes. And so I created a 3-day event. There are still tickets available. We're down to 6. At this point, when I'm recording, I just checked. We have 6 tickets available. And basically, for the ticket, you have 2 options. You can either get a 3-day, which is the VIP, or a 2-day. So for the 3-day, the first day of the event would be you would actually, it's like the doors will open at 1 p.m. It is you get early bird shopping, so you get to shop the vendors first. We're gonna do a meet and greet with all the creatives, which I'm gonna go over which creatives will be attending. And then we're going to do a barn quilt workshop. Now, I am very well known for my barn quilts, and I used to hold barn quilt workshops. So this was just the perfect thing to kick off the entire event. And I will have light hors d'oeuvres and some refreshments along with during that first day. Now, the second day, so you have a choice to get that on the VIP ticket. If you don't want to attend the workshop, the barn quilt workshop, or have that special meet and greet with the creatives, then it would be the 2-day ticket. Now, I am going to be kicking it off on Friday, October 4th. It starts at 8:30, and I will actually be teaching all things paint inlays. So that is going to be really exciting. Debbie Frimmer from Elsie Lane Art Garage, she is going to be teaching blending of DIY paint. We're then going to have a lunch break. And then Jane Belante is going to take that piece that you blend it with DIY, and she is going to do a mixed media project with you all. It is amazing. I saw the prototype. And then after Jane, Heather Davis of Create Your Own Cozy, she is going to be doing a stamping technique where it's like stamping, you paint and then stamp again. It's a really fun technique with IOD stamps. And then to end that evening, we are going to do a panel discussion with all the creatives. So, all the creatives will be up front, we'll all be sitting there, and then you, the attendees, can ask the creatives any questions that you wish. Well, maybe not any questions, but some questions. And we did this at the IOD conference, and it was such a hit. I knew that I wanted to incorporate that into the event, just because I knew it was going to be absolutely something that everybody else would love too. After the panel discussion, we will meet back in the barn. So mingle in the barn. So we'll chat and mingle. You guys can shop again. And that's how we'll end the evening. And then you'll all be released to go, or you can go at that point and take advantage of all things that the Fox Cities has to offer, some amazing restaurants, just some downtime. And then Saturday, October 5th, it will start again at 8:30. And Lynn Brundage from L&J Goods, her project, you guys, she's using a little bit of IOD molds, some of the transfers, paint, and it is going to be a really fun project that she's kicking off the day with. And then Kristen Reed of Simply Joy Creations, she is actually going to take a vintage book, and I don't want to give all the details, but it's a mixed media project on a book. And you guys, she taught a class very similar to this at my membership group, and it's just so fun. Then after Kristen, we're going to do a lunch break. And then Connie is going to kick off the afternoon. Connie, with a painted photographer, she is going to teach us all how to paint pumpkins. So not only are you going to be able to hand draw a pumpkin, but you're going to learn how to paint one as well. And then Jen Dunn from Rustic Rehabs, she is going to take like a picture, and it's actually going to be a JRV background, or like a landscape. That's what I was trying to think of. And you guys, the big thing that's been or that a lot of people have been creating lately are taking prints like that and adding a bit of holiday or fall day, like fall whimsy to it. So you can color in or paint in like pumpkins, bats, and things like that. So ghosts, so it's going to be Halloween. And then to end the retreat, Royce from Royce Cycle Treasures. I just spoke with her today and we finalized hers, and it is going to be a bit of a surprise, but I know you guys are going to absolutely love it. So, those are the different creatives that will be attending and will be helping host this amazing workshop. And, the workshop is really a good way to think about it is, do you want to surround yourself by like minded creatives and where you're going to build new friendships and walk away feeling completely inspired? Then you're going to definitely want to grab one of the tickets for the creative retreat portion, because honestly, you guys, it is going to be so fun. I'm like so excited about it. You have no idea. Now, the other portion of the Vintage Soul is the market. And this, you guys, this is what I love doing. I love going and creating different vendor displays. So I'm not only going to be doing the retreat and be kicking it off, I'm also going to have an area in the market. We do have quite a few amazing vendors here, and I'm going to just introduce you to them. First and foremost, my parents. So when we did Cranberry Fest together, I said, we'll definitely do whatever we come up with together. So my mom and dad, my mom actually started her business, and then my dad like slid in when he retired, and he paints all the furniture pieces, and then she creates all the smalls, and they really tag team together, and they create the most amazing displays and pieces. And there, if you go back to last year or this year, spring, they're in the video. It showcases their booth, and my dad makes these amazing benches out of beds and paints these beautiful dressers. And, just the displays are, my mom just, they work together as a team, you guys. And so, what they do, my mom loves to thrift. So, she thrifts all kinds of items, she picks all kinds of items out of the garbage, very similar to me. You wonder where I got it? Well, from my mom and dad. And so the fun thing is that even though we both do very similar things, we have very different visions as well. So our styles are a little different, and but yet we complement each other. So that's one thing you're going to notice is all the vendors that are going to be in the barn definitely complement each other, and they bring all the goods, you guys. So not only are they going to have an amazing display inside the barn, there's going to be an amazing display outside the barn as well. So, but like I said, my mom and dad and their business is called Tina Marie's Unique Boutique. And then right next to them is going to be the Junction. My good friend Carrie runs the Junction, and her husband also do a lot of tag teaming. He is always there helping her, giving her a hand at, helping her pick. Well, I'm thinking she does a lot of her picking herself, but I know that he drives that vehicle a lot when they go down to Florida and they go on little picking missions here and there. So yes, she will be there as well. And again, you guys, she goes on these amazing picking missions and she finds the best stuff. She has got the most unique style, and I absolutely love it. So she is going to be, my parents are going to be in the far back. She'll be next to my parents, and then next to Carrie from the Junction will be Jeb, and that is Jesse and her husband as well. He's the woodworker, and they go on picking missions as well. And actually I think Carrie and Jess and Carolyn, who is also going to be here, they go on picking adventures together. So, and it's funny because I've talked to them and they said, even though we go all together, it's amazing. We will all pick different things because even though we all love vintage, all love like rusty, chippy, we all have our own unique styles. And that's what makes this just amazing. So, in the spring event, you can go back and look at Jesse had a booth, so did Carrie, my parents. But Carolyn is new and she is with the Rustic Fence. And she has a very unique style herself as well. So you're going to find that she loves a lot of creams and warm tones and neutrals. But it just all comes together so beautifully. And not just Carolyn, but all of us, put so much detail into our vignettes, you guys. And that's what I'm so excited about, to show you guys what we've picked and the amazing vignettes that we will create, so that you guys can enjoy this shopping experience. So the market portion is open to everyone. It is open to the public. And so you do not need a ticket to come. And we are part of the Vintage Shop Hop. So if you are not familiar with the Vintage Shop Hop, they do a shop hop in the spring, and then they do one in the fall. And so I was very fortunate that I was able to get on the Vintage Shop Hop for fall. So there is a map, you guys. So you can go out, type in vintage shop hop, and you are going to be able to click on a map, and then you're going to be able to hone in on a specific area of that map. And then that way you can see all the shops in that surrounding area. The vintage shop hop does run for 2 days. It is October 4th and 5th. So the same days the market will be available or open. And a, a benefit about us is that we open way before all the other shops. So you guys can start at Antique Acres, where the Vintage Soul Market will be. And then you can take your, adventures beyond that, because after you do get your shop on with us, you can head to all the other shops as well. So, but the vintage shop hop, I'm trying to think how long it's been around. It's been quite, several years now. Because when my mom and I were in downtown Appleton, we actually were part of the vintage shop hop at that point. So, very exciting. And, but yes, so that is what the Vintage Soul Market and Creative Retreat is. It's the market portion, or all the amazing vendors in the barn at Antique Acres. And then I will have the retreat completely separate. So it will not interfere with the market and the retreat. The other really fun thing that we are going to do is in the market, I am going to have a project piece. And you may be asking yourself, what do you mean a project piece? So there is going to be, I am going to have like my DIY paints available, my fusion paints, all my products. And because I have all these amazing creatives here for the retreat, we cannot all be in the retreat together. So we're going to take turns, and some of the creatives are actually going to head down to the barn, and I am going to have a project piece set up, and they're going to work on it. They're going to be picking like different paints, different transfers, maybe some decoupage paper, who knows? And they are maybe going to be adding some molds. I will have all kinds of stuff and products for them to be working with. And they're going to come up with a vision for this piece. So they're going to pick a color, and maybe Debbie Frimmer will go down there and do some amazing blending of DIY paint. I'm hoping Royce adds her little creative touch to it, whether she adds some decoupage paper or what have you to the piece. But each one, I want them to add a little bit of something, something to the piece. I think it's going to be so exciting and fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yes, and so on Friday, I'm thinking we're gonna have a coffee vendor at the retreat. So everyone will have a coffee or be able to have coffee to kick off the morning to get your shop on. And yes, and then I believe there'll probably be I actually don't know if there's going to be maps. I think the map is online, so nothing to hand out. But I am just really excited to be able to host my very own retreat and vendor event, which is what I'm calling my market. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it goes really well. And this will not just be my one and done, that I will be able to say, and this is my second annual, because I would love to host this every single year. I think that it is just going to be a ton of fun. And I love bringing in, amazing creatives from all over. And I love bringing in different vendors who are just absolutely amazing pickers. And, they create the most beautiful vignettes. So, I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode. It was a bit short and sweet, but I, definitely wanted to get to the point and, tell you exactly, what the retreat was all about. But I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I would love to meet you if you are in the area and you want to swing by the market. I'd love to meet you there. And like I said, there are 6 spots left for the retreat. And let me tell you, we have gals coming from all over. So don't think you have to just be in the area to attend. Oh, no, I have people from Washington State, California, Texas. I'm just trying to Virginia. I'm trying to think of all the different areas. They're from all over, you guys. Obviously, many are from the Midwest. So Minnesota, Ohio, Wisconsin. But yes, many are coming from very long distances, and there are hotels. And the Appleton Airport is really close to where this event is being held. So I hope to see you guys there. And now in next week's episode, you guys, I'll be interviewing Susie from Susie on the Farm. And you guys may know her from her YouTube channel, where she creates beautiful upcycles and DIYs. Now, Susie just opened her own storefront. So, if you guys have always wanted to open a storefront, then this is the episode that you're going to want to listen to. She gives a lot of tips and talks about, what it all took to get this storefront up and running. So, I can't wait to get that interview started with her, or have you guys, listen to that interview. But you guys, if you've been watching here on YouTube, definitely hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching from my other channel, go over and subscribe to my podcast channel, and then give it a thumbs up and let me know what you guys are thinking about the different podcasts. Have you had a favorite? Are there different creatives that you'd like to have me, have on? Are there topics that you want me to talk about? Because I want to hear from you guys, my viewers and listeners. Now, if you are listening on any of the podcast channels, definitely don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on an episode either. And then you guys can always find me on all the other platforms as well. So like Instagram, Facebook. I'm out on Pinterest, and I'm dabbling in TikTok. But you can find me at Sonnet's Garden Blooms, where I always post a ton more content. And I want to start posting little sneak peeks of upcoming episodes. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode, and we will see you next week. Bye.